So in this video, we're going to go ahead and style these links to make them look a little bit better. So the first thing we're going to want to do is remove the bullets, and we want to get some spacing and maybe fancy this up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is recognize that I have my links inside of an unordered list. So in my style sheet, I'm going to make a class that's specifically for my unordered list, and another class that's for my list items. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to say, hey, if you are an unordered list that contains links, so ul dot, we'll call it links, I want you to behave a specific way. And if you're a list item that contains links, so I'll go li dot links. So I'll do a unordered list class called links and a list class called links. And we want these to behave differently. So I'm going to come in here to my HTML page. I need to put the class name in. So class equals links. And I'm also going to want to have my list items be members of a class called links. So I'm just going to paste my class equals information. Ooh. Paste. Hopefully don't break anything. Paste. So that way if you're a unordered list or a list item that's a member of this class, you're going to behave a specific way in order to display things the way that we want. So for the unordered list, what we're going to do is list style. And I want to get rid of the bullet points. So I'm going to say list styles none. I don't need to see bullet points. And let's set some margin around the entire list. So margin, let's say 10 pixels, and see how that looks. So we'll start off with that. And we'll refresh and make sure that the changes take place. So we've got the class information in correctly. So our bullets are gone, and now we've got some margin around the list. Now we want some margin between the items in the list. So we're going to apply some margin to the list elements as well. So we'll go margin, let's give them 5 pixels and see how that looks. So put a little bit of spacing around them. That looks a little bit better. And now let's go ahead and style the anchors themselves. So let's get rid of the underlining and then change the color scheme a little bit. So first step is going to be to go down for my anchor tags, and what I want is text decoration. Let's do none, so no underlining. I want to change the color, and I want to change the background color for the links as well. So background color. And what I'm going to do with my color is I'm going to base the color on my picture here. So I'm going to do white like the snow, and I'm going to grab this gray up here. And white, I think, is white for the background color is going to be pound, and I think it's just F. I think white's a bunch of F's. And then for the text color, oops, get rid of that. For the text color, I'm going to grab color cop. I'm going to grab one of the darker grays. Grab that hex code, copy it, Control C, and paste it in. And save that. And then on hover, I want to reverse those colors. So A hover, anchor tags on hover. Let's take these and reverse them. So the background color will be the foreground color. Background, can't spell. Background color, and the background color will become the text color. So just reverse the colors. And let's take a look at how that, see how that looks. So that's working the way we want it to. And what I want, see how the white background on the link, I'd like them all to be the same length and longer. So what we could try to do, and it won't work, is we could try to set the width. So let's say I want the width of each of these links, that background color, the white, to be 100 pixels, because there's a 150 pixel wide container that they're sitting in. So let's say I try to change the width. So I'm going to go into the anchor tag here. I'm going to say width. And we're going to say 100 pixels. And if we refresh, what we're going to see is nothing happens. And the reason nothing happens is that list items, those LI tags, those list items, they're inline elements. Remember, we have inline elements and we have block level elements. And you cannot change the width of an inline element. So what you can do is you can tell an inline element to behave like or display like a block level element. And what we do is we come into display. We use the display property, and we can say, hey, you're going to display like an inline block. You're an inline element, but behave like a block level element. And if we do that, display inline block, then we can, because we're telling the browser we want this anchor tag, which is inline, to display as if it were a block level element, which will now let us apply a width to it. So if we go back and refresh now, we see that we have even widths for all of them. And as we hover, we maintain those even widths. So I think that ends the styling of my links. That's good enough for government work. I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and we'll move on to the content section next.